Alright guys, quick history lesson. Even though they weren't on the proper Muslim structure or dawah, whatever you want to call it, the Nation of Islam was still one of the most prolific black movements in the history of the modern day throughout the world. Why? Because they had Islam. Back in the 1950s and 60s, it was fashionable as a black man to convert to Islam. Because why? That was how you became a real nigga. It was like, you know what? Like, they on to something. They respectful. They clean cut. I want to be like these niggas. I want to be a real nigga. Somebody that's honorable. Somebody that's trustworthy. Somebody that's respectful. Somebody that has integrity. Somebody that's stoic. People joined Islam really because they wanted to be a real nigga. Like, even in jail to this day, like there's always like this notion that a lot of brothers when they go to jail, even if they're white, they go to jail, they want to become Muslim. Why? Because there's people that mess around doing some crazy stuff in jail, and then you got some people that are acting right, or at least acting better in jail. So you know what? That guy right there, he's a real nigga. I'm gonna be with him. Like, you know, if I ever go to jail, it's like I'm finding the Muslims first and foremost. Even in jail, the Muslims, they try to eat pork the same way they try to feed the slaves, and the same way they try to feed people in jail. And in jail, people want to become real niggas for salvation to this day. And that's why the black people in large mass, and being a real nigga means that's not just for black people. I mean, to anybody, right? I'm just using the black congregation as an example. They became Muslims in mass, whether it was Nation of Islam or not, because they wanted to become real niggas. And then they always do something instinctually. You know how Europe managed to beat the Africans and turn people into slaves for 400 years? They put them on the slave boat, removed them from their history, their identity, and they were not trying to connect these people from their history. But the biggest way they were able to do that was say, yo, y'all not Muslim, y'all Christian. And that's how the Europeans managed to really beat the Africans and keep them as slaves. He says, y'all not Muslim, y'all Christian. And once the Muslims found out, say, wait, we not Christian, we Muslim, there's always an uprising. Everywhere from Harriet Tubman, who was a Muslim, right, to Malcolm X, to wherever we got now, all Muslims. Even Jay-Z, Muslim, realest nigga in the game, a Muslim. Harriet Tubman herself said that she freed hundreds of slaves. She could have freed thousands more if they only knew that they were slaves. So the black people was like, yo, we not Christian, we Muslim. If you put Islam in any form, even in the absolute worst arenas, it's gonna have an advantage. It's gonna eventually win and rise to the top, unless you try to suppress it, just by nature. For example, even Maya Khalifa, you know, I'm not an expert on her or anything like that. I'm just saying, she was able to become apparently the most well-known adult film star probably of all time, just because she tried to associate herself in some way with Islam. So Islam is gonna win even in the dirtiest, most crazy markets. Literally, it's like a cheat code. Islam is an actual cheat code. Even Andrew Tate became a Muslim. You don't see your favorite athletes who are Muslim going to this religion. It's because it's definitely a downgrade. It's why would you do that? To this day, Islam is the only religion where people willingly convert in 2022. And I'm not saying that there is never a Muslim that ever leaves the faith, but it's rare. It's rare. Even then, they're still Muslim. For example, in Sierra Leone, the women over there, they're Muslim and they become Christian. The only people that are trying to get married over there are Christian men that come from America, pretty much, that are African. So they're winning, which is why in Islam we don't allow our sisters to marry outside the religion for that very purpose. But the Muslim, they can marry non-Muslim because they can keep control of their house. There's 100 other reasons why Islam is the truth, but just on that basis alone of how Islam is the religion for real niggas, you don't even have to get into an actual theology debate about religion no more. You can say, look, real niggas act like this, and this is what fake niggas do. I know there's a lot of real Christians out there, real Jews, even real whatever. You don't have to be a Muslim to be a real nigga, but the majority of real niggas are Muslim. Those are facts. Because in the American Christian community, unfortunately, it's anything goes. I know there's a lot of people that still try to hold true to the faith as best they can. But even the most strict Christians are still very, very lenient compared to average, even bad Muslims like myself. Furthermore, as a whole, it's pretty much anything goes. It's anything goes, and then pretty much anything's accepted. And that's not our fault. It's not we can't blame the Muslims for that. Okay? We at least do our best to try to live by the faith. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like that button. Don't forget to comment below, guys. Tell me why you believe Islam is for real niggas. Don't forget to comment below, guys. Don't forget to get some King Kamara, Brimezus, MHD t-shirts off my website. The link will be in the description box below. And most importantly, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to give you guys more content on a regular basis. Boy, Brimezus. I will see you guys next time.